Hey, good morning, folks. Thursday morning, April the 16th. Another morning, we've made it. Another day. Hi, Diana. Hi, Judy. Good to see y'all. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you had a good night's rest, good night's sleep. Hope you're rest and recharged and ready to face another day. Wanted to hop on and share with you all a little bit, kind of what's been going, at least what I've been thinking about, what's been happening. Al is starting week 4 from working from home. Yeah, these are crazy and strange days. Good morning, Betty. Always interesting, isn't it? Never a dull moment. And I saw a post by someone. I think it was I'm on a couple of different clergy pages, and one of them was just a meme. But it was asking the question, how in the world is it that we are working from home, we're quarantined, the church building is empty, but we're doing 2 and 3 times the amount of work? And I think that's often the case, is we're just trying to scramble and figure out how do we make sure all of the needs are being met, how do we make sure that we're being productive. It's a crazy time that we live in, but that's okay because God's still in control. Good morning, everyone. I want to continue on kind of where we have been in James. I gotta apologize. I forgot to get a joke together, and I don't want to mess up anything. Well, I could. I'll go ahead and tell this one. Y'all know that Judy has this blue Toyota. This the car that she drives, and and in it has, like probably some of you, not some, but a lot of you probably have the option where you can sync up your phone to the car, and it will actually read your texts to you. A fun game that we play is when Judy has to go out on a run for something during the day. I'll text a joke or something like that. And it just so happened that one day, Judy had to make a run at the post office or something like that. And my daughter Erin, was with her. And so I thought, this will be fun. I'll text a joke, and they can all have a good laugh in the car while the car reads them, my text and the joke. And the joke goes like this. It says, what did the fish say when he ran into a wall? And the response is, dam. D-A-M, the wall that it runs into. But Judy's car decided to just give the answer, and I sent it in 2 texts. So all of a sudden she presses play, and across the car speakers with my daughter in the car, you hear the word damn. Erin was quite embarrassed that her dad would send something like that. So I thought it was funny. It made me laugh quite a bit, but it's all right. Gotta love it when technology works, right? All right, here's kind of where we have been in James and where we're going. Not starting off in James. I want to start off in Matthew, but we're going to make our way back to James this morning. Everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. That's found in Matthew 7:24. And we know this story. It's a story of 2 builders, the wise and the foolish one, right? The wise man builds his house upon the stone. The foolish man builds his house upon the sand, right? And when the storms come, what happens to the homes? Well, the wise man's house stands firm because it's built on the rock, and the foolish man, because he built his house on the sand, it falls down, it gets washed away. And Jesus says people who hear teachings, hear specifically his teachings, but don't put them into practice, are like the foolish builder. Now, that's kind of been what we've been talking about in James, as far as looking into Scripture, reading the Word, and like looking into a mirror and then walking away and forgetting what we look like. And so I think James has a whole lot to say about this putting into practice what the Bible teaches as well. The first chapter of the book of James gives us, I think, 3 examples of how we can know that we're making some progress in this, because it's always a good thing to just to double check and see, okay, is this working in my life? Is this making sense? And so I want to just throw up on the screen really quick so you can see what these 3 things are. I think, and I think these are good things to guide us by as we look into a scripture. We do Bible study. We're trying to effectively put these answers to work, these words that we read, and I believe that we can find these 3 things. I think one will begin to have a more controlled mouth. James 1:26 says this: "Those who consider themselves religious and yet do not keep a tight rein on their tongues deceive themselves, and their religion is worthless." I think when you begin to follow Jesus' teachings more and more, and you put into practice, not just read and remember and kind of memorize or hold on to. We're not just talking about underlining and highlighting passages in the Bible. We're talking about really putting these things into practice. I believe, one, we'll have a controlled mouth. 2, I think you'll begin to have more of a caring heart. In James 1:27, religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress. I believe we'll have more of a caring heart to reach out, not just for widows and orphans, but for all of those in society. For everyone, we'll begin to care more. Just care more, period. And then number 3, you'll begin to have more of a clear mind. James 1:27, again, the last part of it, keep oneself from being polluted by the world. I believe that we see here these things we find in the book of James. They're evidence of genuine Christianity. They're real, genuine Christianity. And I believe that's what we need to be striving for today is finding those places of genuine Christianity. In John 13:17, Jesus tells his followers, now that you know these things, you'll be blessed if you do them. Man, that's kind of what it all comes together, right? The blessings of the Bible come when you put his teachings into practice. I don't know anybody who doesn't want to be blessed. Now, it's going to take some work, though, because there's a lot of teachings that we have to put into practice. We're good at some, not so good at others. But we need to put what we read into practice. No matter who we are, no matter what we're going through, no matter what spiritual truth or activity we might be living out right now, I just want you to start right where you are today. Doesn't matter how far you are in this race called life. Doesn't matter how far you are in your walk of faith with Jesus. Begin to practice what you know already. And as you learn more, add those just to your daily routine, to who you are. Don't just be a listener and a reader of the Word. Be a doer of the Word. I think that would change our churches. I think that would change our families. And that would change our societies. Our culture would be different because people would be standing up and doing what we've been called to do. I just want to give you some encouragement this morning. Hang in there. Stay tough. Sometimes we have to have a little bit of a thick skin and a soft heart. And these days are more and more like that. So be encouraged. Be hopeful. Keep trusting in him. Be like the wise man, not the foolish man. Put your hope in him on the rock. And we're going to see our way through this. Be praying for one another, uplifting one another, reach out, check on each other, and we're going to be stronger when we get back together, right? All right, guys. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Be blessed today, but at the same time, be a blessing to others. We'll see you again.